Good evening, everyone. This is Santero Balogun coming with another video. This is another video in the sequence of videos for Hoodoo on a Budget. And so as we are entering into the fall, and we know what the fall means that leaves falls off the trees. We know that, the seasons is changing and things die as we go into winter so that we can get into the spring and have newness. And what the fall represents is things falling off. And so this is a quick, simple, easy spell that can be utilized to get things that you need to fall out of your life, fall away from you. And so what I've done here is I've gone out into nature and I have gotten leaves that represents things that have fallen off of the trees. And so I want to give a little illustration today what you can do of things that you need to fall off of your life. And the first thing we have here is debt and lack. And so basically, if you have debt in your life and you need that to fall off your life, and you need a means to take care of your debt, and then sometimes we don't have debt, but we need enough money so that we don't go into lack. Or lack doesn't necessarily mean always finances. It could be lack of having somebody to help you in life, lack of encouragement, lack of inspiration. And so if you need that to fall off your life, then you can utilize that. And then notice we have no help. Sometimes people are by themselves, especially through this pandemic. And so you want to have somebody to help you in your life. You need spiritual assistance. And so as a result, we're saying we want no help to fall off our lives so that we can receive the help that we need. No plan, no direction. Sometimes we don't know where to go. We don't know what to do. And so we want that to fall off our lives so that we can have the right plan, not just a plan, but the right plan and the right direction that will lead us forward in our lives. And then the last thing we have here is we want fear, anxiety, and stress to fall off our lives. And so the reason why we utilize nature and we utilize what these leaves mean is because I'll give a little history for those that may not know. In the areas where there is season changes and leaves fall off trees, what happens is the tree pulls back its nutrients and it pulls it back to the roots so that the tree will be able to sustain itself through the fall and winter, so that in the spring it can push those nutrients back up through the trunk of the tree, through the branches, and new leaves emerge. And so what happens is those leaves fall off the tree so that those old things fall away to bring newness. So the leaves actually represent that has fallen off. And what I did was I went into nature and got these leaves to ensure that they weren't leaves in the area where dogs urine, where animals, relieve themselves. And then I cleaned them off, and then I sat down and put on the leaves the things to teach an illustration of what you can have to fall off of your life. And then notice the candle. Since we're in the pandemic and we're talking about hoodoo on a budget, this is one of those cheap candles that I've gotten from Walgreens, a department store. It has a scent to it, but we don't even care about that because we need that to represent the light of what we're giving off our intention for. And since red is the color of burning away, I used a red candle. And then notice there's sea salt here. I put coarse sea salt because I have coarse sea salt in my cabinet. And since we are working on a budget, salt represents purification and it can help us to rid things away. And then here you have some black tourmaline. Black tourmaline is a stone that represents purging negativity away. And then as always, we have the High John the Conqueror root. And then we have sage on here. And then I actually have something else that represents nature. And so basically, this is something that's simple that you can do, that you write your intention on the leaves. And I'm going to tell you why you're doing that. These leaves will continue to wither and die. And as they wither and die, that you've written on the leaves will wither and die. If you believe it, if you pray, if you give over to faith and know that these things will happen in your lives if you believe. So again, this is Santero Balagum just coming with another video. I'm trying to do these things because during the pandemic, all of us need encouragement. During the pandemic, we're not always going to the botanicas and the spiritual stores because we're trying to save our money. So these things can be done like our forefathers did in nature. They didn't have botanicas back then, but they knew to go into nature and get the leaves and rocks and stones and pray, because those things in nature represents the life force that comes from the Creator. And so I want to encourage each one of you. I will continue to do videos like this to give illustrations of things that you can do in your lives to receive help in your life. And also know when you're praying and you say, I want debt to fall away from me. I want lack to fall away from me. I want not having help to fall away from me. I don't have a plan and I don't have direction. I need direction. I want that to fall away from me. I may be fearful because the pandemic is still going on. I may be anxious because I don't know what's going to happen with my job. Or if I've lost my job, I don't know when I will receive a new one. I may be stressful because of those things, and I want those things to fall off of my life, fall away from me. Then pray that those things are replaced with positive things in those areas. In that area where you're fearful, that you have hope, that you have the right mind to know there's no need for you to fear, that it'll work out, that you don't need to be anxious or have stress, that you will receive a plan because you're praying and asking for one. You will receive the right direction of where to go, where to find that new job, where to get what you need for your children, for your family. And when you feel that you don't have help, anything you ask in God's name shall be provided if you believe. So help will be ready for you. And that debt that you have will be taken care of, and the lack in your life will be met with a great need and a great helping hand. So again, this is Santero Balagum coming with this video of encouragement. And I just pray that each one of you have what you need to make it through life. Ache.